What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? How are we looking tonight? Super excited for another episode of Nerds Galore. We've updated a little bit. We are halfway completely updating here. I've added some music, obviously, as you guys saw in the live opening thing there. Got some new music, adding some more. I got my new logo right here. Right there. Right there. And joining us, the man who made that. We're halfway there. We're getting an actual logo. This is just like the one you throw on a hat. This guy, this guy right down there, halfway
Yes, sir.
on Instagram. So we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Also joining us tonight. That way, man. I gotta use.
I love that.
Yeah, my little friend. Don't be afraid. How
Kenobi?
How is everyone doing tonight? Even you guys in the chat, how are you guys doing tonight? Love to hear from you guys. Halfway, how you doing?
Good.
I mean, hey, I just told you this, and I'm going to tell Star Wars Nerd and anyone else watching, but I actually just came from doing some touch-up on the actual, official full big logo thing that I'm doing for this podcast right here. So,
heck yeah.
It's certainly not finished yet.
I wish I could share it with you guys. He's been sending me some updates and stuff, and it's really cool. It's looking really good. You guys are gonna love it. So Star Wars Nerd, after we're done here, I'll show you privately. But
heck yeah.
Star Wars Nerd, how about you? How have you been doing? How's your week been?
I'm exhausted, but it's all going good. We got ICCC coming up in a few months, so.
Yep. Hey, and it's going to be us three rooming together, baby. I love it. Love it. Halfway, you think you're going to wear that mask down there?
100%. 100%. Yeah? Absolutely. Yeah.
Right,
got the mask page and everything. Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
You should get one painted that looks like Darth Vader or like Darth Maul or something. Something Star Wars-y.
We shall see.
It's an all Star Wars con. You gotta go Star Wars, man.
You're right. I might have to pull up with the and this is going to be a bit of a callback back to the novels, but the Death Troopers, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yep.
From the zombie ship book, whatever that's called.
Galactic Cantina says, "Are you sharing a single bed together?" No. We booked a room with three different beds in it, I think, or sleeps 3 adults. So
yeah, no,
I have
I'm
the
not
same
into
shirt that Gazer has. Yep, I just picked it up the other day at Walmart. I was like walking by, grabbing my wife some stuff, and I like had to cut through the men's section to go get grocery stuff, and I saw it. And I'm like, ooh.
Heck yeah. What does it say on it? Oh, it just says Star Wars and then Vader.
Star Wars and then Darth Vader at the bottom. It's just a really cool looking shirt. I mean, anything Darth Vader, right? I love it. So, Halfwit, you excited for ICCC in May?
Hey, it's gonna be a time. It'll be my first con, which that'll be interesting to see how all that plays out.
Same, man. Same. It'll be my first as well, which will be really interesting to see. So, I know Star Wars Nerd and I have been talking behind the scenes about it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to lie, Star Wars Nerd. The more weird guests that they post, the more I'm like, yeah, we made the right decision.
Dude, let me tell you something. I hopped on Facebook the other day, and I kind of unfollowed Planet Comic-Con like on Instagram, but I didn't unfollow them on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I saw that they posted like 4 or 5 updates. I was like, well, who are they bringing? And I looked and I was like, I have no idea who any of these people are. I don't know any of these authors. I've never heard of any of these books. This is, yeah.
Yep. Same. And that's why, between that and then what Star Wars Sith was saying about it being an all Star Wars con, you literally get up, you get breakfast, and there's actors sitting next to you, different things like that, book writers that Yeah. So, and it looks like it's going to be a good time, man. We got the hotel with the complimentary breakfast, including omelets and different things. And
don't forget the nightly appetizers and
beer. Yep. Beer, wine, drinks. Yeah. It'll be a good time, guys. I'm looking forward to it. If you haven't signed up yet, go on and book a hotel. Tomorrow at noon Central Time, tickets go live and applications for the press pass. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply for the press pass. So, which by the way, halfway after we're done with this live stream, remind me I need to ask you something. So, or talk to you about something. So
Gotcha.
remind me. But yes, so I'm gonna be Star Wars Nerd and I will be applying for press passes because we're gonna be doing a lot of live streaming, baby. A lot of live streaming. And we'll have our as long as he's not off gallivanting somewhere, I'm sure Halfwit will be in there with us somewhere.
Oh, I'm sure I'll be around.
He'll be gallivanting. So Daisy says men's section has the best shirts. I always find either the men's section or a lot of times at Walmart, it's the stinking boys section that has all the cool, like, not just Star Wars t-shirts, but like just nerd t-shirts in general. I'm like, can't we make this in like, I'm like holding up the shirt. I'm like, can't we make this like, I don't know, 6 times as big for me?
I gotta say, Walmart is not where it's at. If you want to go find some decent shirts, go check out Target.
Target does have some pretty decent shirts. Yep.
Target's got a nice selection.
Yeah. Their graphic tees are what, $15?
See, that's like $12 too expensive.
Yeah. I picked this one up for $9.
Nice. Gotcha.
Oh, see, that's $8 too expensive. Good Lord.
Oh man. Well, I'm excited for you guys to be on here. What were you gonna say, Halfwit?
Said, hey, what you gonna do?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Oh man. Let's see. Daisy
I know
says,
what I'm gonna do.
yes, the kids section has the best. I always say, why can't the adults have the cool shirts too? See, here's the thing that's crazy is, and I wish. So my wife here, she's small enough and petite enough that she can actually get like go to the girls section and get like the biggest size in the girls section and fit in it. And I'm like, I wish I could do that with the boys section. Like, just get like the biggest shirt in the boys section and fit. Says Galactic Canteen, I picked up 4 shirts on Gory Comics and 1 on Rebel Scum. Ooh, yeah. Type in the chat. Which ones did you get from Rebel Scum there, Mr. Galactic Cantina?
And let us know. Did you use the codes on screen?
Yeah, right. Did you use the codes?
I had to turn your toes into Jello or something.
Right? Exactly. Daisy, I can fit into the biggest size in the little girl shirts too. See, you get it. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm like, that's kind of not fair. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, Gazer, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure you could fit too if you tried real hard. Not saying it'd look good, but
yeah, it might be a crop top, like, you know, like,
right. Right. I mean, hey, they're in style, aren't they?
Yeah, he used Nerds code.
All
right, then that
I
means
didn't get. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. You didn't tell me about that.
That means next time you got to use my code, Galactic Cantina. That's all that
Trader,
means.
get him out of here.
Right?
We're on Gazer's show now.
Star Wars Nerd. Remember that shirt I was wearing earlier that said "Leave me alone"? That was a child's shirt that I squeezed into.
Really?
That's awesome. That's hilarious. Well, guys, I wanted to get on here. Obviously, it's just us 3 this week. Nothing huge to talk about. We do have Skeleton Crew coming out on Monday. Wanting to get your guys' thoughts and predictions and stuff on that. Talk a little bit of Ahsoka season 2, and now it might be the last season that they come out with on that. And then from there, just kind of see where the chat takes us, see where things take us tonight. So, Galactic Cantina says, I got the Vader's Nightmare shirt on Rebel Scum. That is a nice shirt.
Ooh.
I like that one.
Did you guys did you see the Mortis gods with Balin poster that they released?
Yep. That was a good one. I also finished Star Wars Nerd today. I finished the novelization of Revenge of the Sith. Dude. I'm not gonna lie, there are parts in there, especially the dialogue in the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan right before they fight. I like it way better in the book. Like, to
that
me, in
seems
my
Sober
head,
knows
it
what
makes
he's
no
doing.
sense. Yeah.
that seems to be the general consensus, is that the book just takes the movie and runs with it and does it super well. From everything I've seen, that seems to be what
Yeah.
everyone says.
And there's
yeah.
some stuff in there that's not even in the movie that they do a little bit
Mhm.
differently. That's actually like, oh, that makes sense. I like that. That actually puts things together for me. Like, so.
I've
Galactic
heard very
Cantina,
good
the
things.
ROTS novel is so good. It is. It
Mhm.
was genuinely really good. I told Star Wars Nerd there was only one gripe I had with it, and it was the voice, the way he did Yoda's voice. Because in the book, he does, like, to a dark place, this thought will carry us, is how he does Yoda's voice through it. But it's more supposed to be like, to a dark place, this thought will carry us. Like, it's more of like a, I don't know, there's like an R kind of sound to it, like inside his voice, but it was a lot more just kind of plateaued. I don't know. It wasn't huge. It just bothered me for some reason while I was like, oh.
Feels
Bro,
a
to
little bit more
me-
like episode 5 as opposed to episode 3.
Yeah.
Just in the tone and the emotion of it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, episode 5 had way more tone and emotion than the audible version of Yoda in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. Dude, and the way it describes, like, when Palpatine is trying to force lightning on Mace Windu, and it describes the way it's coming back at him, and it's literally bending Mace's saber because it's so powerful. And then, like, it's coming back on him, and the way it describes it melting his skin and literally melting his bones inside of his skull and stuff, which is why he's so deformed. It was really cool. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, then it
yummy.
described like how he realized his face was like all deformed, and he's just like, "Oh well, this is the true face of evil."
I guess the mask is the true face. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was so cool. I loved it. Such a good novelization right there. Yeah, it was really well done.
Obviously, you got to the part where Cody got off the call with Palps after Order 66 and was like, "You couldn't have gave me this order before I gave the Jedi back his bloody lightsaber." Like,
Yep.
really?
Yeah. No, there's so many good parts in there. Galactic Cantina says nothing beats Mark Thompson doing the voice of a Wookiee talking basic.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
As much as it like kind of irritates
What do you want? He does this like, yeah. That's funny.
Oh man.
Come to find out that he's the one with the speech impediment and not Chewbacca.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Pretty funny. I love it. But yeah, the Revenge of the Sith novel, I'm just trying to think of, like, there's so many, like, things like the other thing that was cool is the way that when Padme ends up on Mustafar and she's talking to him, the conversation, the dialogue's different. And it's more of like so she comes to him and is hugging him and stuff, and then, is basically saying, like, Obi-Wan was trying to tell me that you were killing people or whatever, killing younglings, killing Jedi. And in her head, she's hoping that he says, me kill Jedi? That's crazy. Or me kill younglings? No way. But he doesn't say any of that. All he focused on is, where is Obi-Wan? Obi-Wan's alive. Like, that's all he says to her is, Obi-Wan's alive. Like, and it just, like, sets her off. And then when he realizes that Obi-Wan is there, like, he literally, like, chokes her like normal, and he's sitting there choking her. And that's when, as he's choking her, Obi-Wan says, let her go, Anakin. And he tells him no. And he keeps doing it, and then lifts her up off the ground as he's staring at Obi-Wan. And then, force slams her into a wall and she falls down.
Dude, I'm almost convinced the novel is just the unproduced Lucas cut.
Yeah. Right?
I know. Dude, that book is ridiculously long.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's where after he's done, he's like, you will not take her from me.
Man, that's crazy. I mean, to think that like, and then that makes the bit where he's like, where Sidious is like, it seems that in your rage you killed her. When Darth Vader goes, no, it makes it all the more funny.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
in the novelization, he doesn't do that, so it's really cool. So in the
really,
novelization, he's put up into the like brought up like the movie, like you see in the movie. It
sure.
doesn't talk about anything of like his like him being built. It just says that he's in there, and it shows a thing is like it says this is how it feels to be Anakin Skywalker right now for forever. And it goes into describing like what he's thinking in the moment as Palpatine asks him, "Can you hear me, Lord Vader?" And he says he goes to say it in his own voice, but it's not his own voice that comes out. It's that, the Darth Vader's voice that comes out.
Sure.
And it talks about like he starts running through all these things in his head of how he as he's way more machine than anything else, and now like everything he like it's just kind of for him recollecting on what he had and how the darkness has stolen everything. Like he thought he was going to gain all this power with the dark, but he hasn't, and now because he chose the dark path, he is alone forever, and he has no other path now. This is where he's at, and so he just in a moment almost embraces it and just like was like, okay, well, this is what I am now. Like, and so
Dang.
there was no like when he does like get enraged and he like shatters the table he was on, he crushes everything inside the room, but he knows in his head he doesn't dare touch Palpatine. He doesn't dare try to do anything with Palpatine. But there's no like, no, it's just him getting enraged at the fact that she's dead and that he's stuck where he is now.
Interesting.
And this is where I do like Disney kind of retconning some stuff, because in the comics that are set right after Revenge of the Sith, I think they're from Disney at least, or at least under the Disney era, when Vader finds out that Padme died, he grabs Palpatine with the Force and starts like ragdolling him until Palpatine shocks him with Force lightning. And he's like, all right, dude, you do that again, I'm going to do what Kenobi could not do, and you're done.
Yeah. Yep. It also describes the way Anakin loses differently too. It describes him as like, so with that thing, that tower thing that they're on, they're swinging and they're hitting each other's lightsabers or whatever. Yeah. Obi-Wan jumps onto that one platform, that storage platform. Anakin jumps onto the, he thinks he's about to die, and then Anakin runs and jumps on that little like droid thingy that can turn really fast. And then it says he uses that to cut Obi-Wan off from the shore. And as he does that, basically Obi-Wan kind of monologues him for half a second and distracts him and runs and jumps over Anakin and literally flips and barely makes it onto the shore. And then what happens is as he's trying to get up the cliff of the shore, Anakin thinks he can get him from behind, so he tries jumping onto the shore, and as he does, Obi-Wan turns around to go block, and as he does, that's where he literally cuts through his knees. And then when he goes to like, I don't know, some other move inside of his block, that's when he cuts off the other arm, and that's when Anakin falls down the cliff.
And his limbs fall into the lava bank to turn to ash.
Yep.
Truly the most unfortunate.
Yes. Galactic Cantina says that moment when they describe Anakin and Vader stabbing a Jedi with his saber in under his chin and out the back of his head. Yeah, when he's at the Jedi. So this is another cool part. So like, by the way, this is tons of spoiler alerts. If you haven't read it by now, it's your own fault. So
it's been out for what, 20 years now?
Yeah. So
something like that.
The movie, it shows Anakin marching on the Jedi Temple, right? And this in the novelization, he's still got the 501st and everyone behind him, but he's actually at the top of the steps by the door of the temple, just standing there with his head down. And a Jedi comes out, like a temple guard comes out, and is like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" Like, is trying to talk to him, like, "This is crazy. Like, we got something in the Force that we just felt like, something happened or whatever." So Shakti's, She's in there, she's meditating, she's trying to figure out like what's going on. And before he can get what's going on out, the last thing he remembers is a blue blade going through the bottom of his chin and slowly working its way and coming out the back of his head.
Ugh,
And then he just crumples to the floor. And
brutal.
Anakin just looks up and just starts walking in. I'm just like, whoa.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
man. That book is really good.
Yeah. Oh, the last thing that guy says is there's something wrong. There's something really wrong. And then he does that and then he says, you have no idea.
Jeez.
I like the little dialogue change, like whenever Anakin first goes to Mustafar and he's killing off the rest of the separatists, and
Yeah.
one of the separatists is like, "But Lord Sidious, he promised us a handsome reward," and Anakin just walks up to him and is like, "Do you not think I'm handsome?" and just slashes him down.
Yeah.
And then Newt Gunray is like, "Wait, stop, Lord Sidious, he promised us peace." And he slashes him down. He's like, "No, he promised you he'd leave you in pieces."
Yeah.
Dang.
He's like, you missed the rest of that. He promised you'd be in pieces or something. Yeah, something like that. I was so good. I was like, yeah.
It's such an Anakin thing to do to make jokes while he's committing mass genocide.
Yep.
Even
Right.
as Darth Vader.
Yep.
He's spitting one-liners to people he's already killed. They'll never hear it. He's doing it for him. He's doing it for himself.
Oh, and
He's
the
doing
other
it for the ego boost.
The other cool
Really?
thing about the Revenge of the Sith novelization is it does a lot better job of it. I know a movie has short time, but it does a lot better job of explaining the pull that Palpatine tries pulling on Anakin. There's a lot more dialogue and there's a lot more behind it on his pull. And
Dude.
there's so much more behind it. And then like you find out that Obi-Wan, like he specifically says to Padme he's known this entire time that they have a special kind of relationship. He just hasn't said anything because
Special's
he
the way
loves
to put it.
because he doesn't like he loves Anakin. You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
That
so
and Padme was one of the only things that truly made Anakin happy after the Clone Wars started.
Yeah.
so he left it alone. He didn't say anything. So he knew it specifically says he knew the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Gazer,
Yes.
what did you think about when he goes to talk to Padme? I think it's like the second time. Kenobi goes to talk to Padme, and he's like, "So I've scanned the prophecy, and nowhere does it say that the chosen one has to be a Jedi."
That was pretty insane.
Man,
I was like,
right. Like there are so many moments. Like that's one of the things that I've seen. It's like, what if like there's this Star Wars universe, right, where Padme convinces Anakin to just leave the Order because he doesn't have to stay, right? There's nothing saying he can't just leave and be with her.
Well, that's the thing about the novelization is he actually is okay with the fact that once people find out that she's pregnant and that, he's going to take care of the kids, he's okay with not being part of the Jedi Order anymore. Like,
yeah, like
there's a point where he
they
becomes
dive
okay
into
with
it a
that.
lot more than the like half a second on screen of
Yeah.
I don't care who knows Padme.
Yeah.
Like he's
right,
totally
like-
okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, like, even if they take his lightsaber, he knows how to make one. He could just make another one if he wanted to, and then he could go like enlist to fight alongside like some sort of like public militia or whatever. If he still wants to fight in the war, there's nothing stopping him. Like he could just go fight. He could go enlist or whatever and make his own lightsaber and do all the same things. There's nothing saying he has to stay with the Jedi.
Like, dude, that pull to the dark side, like it's so much more. Like after, like we see in the movie, like he cuts off the hand of Mace Windu, and then it's like, "What have I done?" And then it's immediately like, "I'll pledge myself to your teaching." That's not what happens in the novelization. He says, "What have I done?" And then Palpatine's like, "You're fulfilling your destiny. Join the dark side." And he's like, "I can't do it." And it like, there's a whole other like like quarter to half a chapter of Palpatine trying to talk him into it. Like, it's pretty crazy.
No, I definitely need to read this book. I definitely
Yes,
do. Like I've seen so many good things about it. I have
Yeah.
to.
Yep.
Gotta find a copy first.
Yeah. Just Audible, man. Just listen to it on Audible while you're drawing.
Yeah. Right.
George Lucas originally, Daisy says George Lucas originally had Hayden film the Mustafar scene where he force chokes Padme and drags her up a wall and drops her. But George decided it was too scary for kids, so he had him refilm it. Yeah, I know. We all know
but
he's got a
watching
rated
Anakin
R.
actually catch fire wasn't too scary for kids.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
I want the
exactly.
rated R Lucas cut. I want the rated R Lucas cut.
Yep, absolutely.
4-hour rated R Lucas cut. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
The extended
Bring it.
edition.
Galactic Cantina says, I've gotten addicted with Star Wars novels on Audible. Great way to make the hours at work go faster. 84 hours just in November. Dude,
Wow.
same. Like, not hours-wise, I don't think, but I deliver mail, and while I'm out there, I'm just listening to Audible Star Wars books the entire time. It's so good.
See, I'd be trying to listen to the books at work, but unfortunately, the coworkers I have, they think that they need to talk to me for the entire 8 hours that we're together. And like, I'll literally be listening to the book and they'll be talking to me and I'll pull out my earbud and pause. I'll be like, bro, I'm not listening to a word you said. Like, you see, I got earbuds in. What makes you think that I want to have a conversation right now?
I'm trying to listen to a Star Wars book, okay? Leave me alone. Oh, sorry. But yeah. So anyway, as we always do, we kind of, through conversations. So
I had a question to bounce off of, the Star Wars and the way that Star Wars works, right? The universe of Star Wars. Have you seen the quote that just came out recently from, I believe it was James Gunn, talking about the structure of the DCCU and how they're modeling it after Star Wars as opposed to
not
the MCU.
Marvel. Yeah.
Right.
I did see that. I'm like,
what are your thoughts on that? I want to hear your thoughts on that.
Depends on which Star Wars they're modeling after. If they're modeling it after the original 6, great. If they're going for like the last 3, don't you dare.
Yeah. So from what it sounds like, it's from the way he talked about it, it sounds like that it's going to be the set of movies are going to be set over like several different time frames.
Okay.
Which I don't know how they're going to make that work. Like, I wonder if there's going to be some sort of like set of movies that are kind of based around like an Origins style thing, and then some set around like a I don't know, like a Justice League Unlimited style thing where they've already been set up, they've already kind of been entrenched in it a little while, they know what they're doing, they're very experienced, there's more people coming in, newer characters, but there's also the experience from the original characters. And then I wonder if there's going to be like almost like a Kingdom Come era, because that's what his symbol is modeled off of, is the Kingdom Come Superman like logo. So I mean, I don't know. I'd love to. I'm excited. I'm tentatively excited to see where they take it.
I agree.
And I mean, I've heard as well about like just the care that Gunn is putting into the Superman movie, especially like with the trailer, the delays on the trailers, because I'm sure you saw the bit where or the article where it was talking about Warner Brothers has decided that they don't like the trailer and they want to pause it and recut the trailer so that it looks good. And then James Gunn actually made a tweet or some sort of post saying, "Yeah, no, that's not Warner Brothers. That's me. That was all me. I am the creative direction behind this, and I didn't like the way that it looked. And this is the same process I did with Guardians and all of the other projects that I work on. I want it to be right." Then. Yeah, sure. And he was like, it wasn't just any Warner Brothers director. It was me specifically. Yeah. I'm claiming that was me.
I'm okay with that stuff if they're really trying to take care of the movie. Like, I wish Star Wars would do that, right? Where it's just, like, we're not just going to throw things out to throw things out. Like, hey, we have a trailer coming out, and then having a director for the Star Wars be like, hey, I know we're supposed to have a trailer come out. I didn't like the way it was cut. It misleads people. It doesn't look right. We'll get a new one out soon. Just bear with us. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that shows the mark of a director, like you said, that's trying to take care and trying to make sure he does this right.
Speaking of poorly cut trailers, for a slight tangent, I wish that somebody had done that for the Transformers 1 trailer, because I just saw the movie the other day and it's actually really good. The trailer is just really, really poorly cut and doesn't actually showcase what the movie is actually packing.
Yeah. But
well, that's a good thing in my opinion, because I feel like trailers just show way too much that comes in the movies nowadays. I mean,
you
even
watched
back
the trailer
when I reacted to the Star Wars trailers, I mean, the Phantom Menace trailer literally shows Darth Maul's saber igniting in it. Like, why would you show something like that?
Sure. The issue I have with Transformers 1 trailer is that it's very misleading in terms of the tone of the movie.
Okay.
The tone was conveyed as much more of like a kid-friendly movie, where like it's for kids is what the trailer was kind of conveying.
Okay, yeah.
And the movie's a lot
advertisement.
Yeah, it's a lot. Well, it's not that it's false advertisement. It just leans into that one segment, which of course there are moments of that.
I mean, that's
but
kind of false
a
advertisement.
lot of Yeah, I suppose that you're right. Yeah, but it goes a lot deeper than that too, and it's really violent for a kids movie. Like Megatron, I don't want to get too heavy into spoiler territory because it is fairly new, so close your ears for a moment if you care. But like Megatron, like shoots a hole in Optimus Prime, which is very visceral, and also he rips Sentinel Prime in half. He pulls a jazz on him, like. You see it too. It's a slow motion. Like you see him pull him open, and
now
you see
I'm about
his
to go
face
watch this
through
movie.
it. Like it's really good. It's really good. I enjoy it a lot.
Galactic Canteen says Star Wars trailers are usually really good.
Yeah,
they usually are. Yeah, they're usually pretty good. The amount of hype when the Force Awakens teaser launched was huge. Yeah, I actually just watched that the other day because it's the 10-year anniversary of the Force Awakens trailer coming out.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, right.
I seen that the other day, and I started thinking, I was like, maybe I should react to the trailers. I'm like, nah, I don't know about all that.
So, speaking of Star Wars, since we're back here real quick, like I said, the new Skeleton Crew comes out on Monday. What are your guys' thoughts, opinions, any predictions, anything like that regarding the Skeleton Crew?
I'm gonna default to nerd on this one because I really have no idea. Like I got nothing. Name sounds cool. That's about all I got.
I'm excited for it mainly because one of the main worlds that's like gonna be featured in the show is what's the word that I forgot how they described it, but it's like a major key point from the Old Republic. So if they do this right, we can get some Old Republic content after this, and we might be able to get a Bane series or a movie or something.
Yeah.
But as far as like everything else, I mean, I think it's going to be an all right show. Neil looks amazing, and I can now see the hype and why everybody loves Neil. Freaking Max Rebo Jr. But I'm mainly excited because I don't think that this show can do like what the A-Word show did or what Episode 8 did, and I don't think it can shit on characters or character assassinations or just disrespect lore. I think it's just going to be, Guardians of the Galaxy meet Hondo Onaka.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe I got from it. And I agree here. Galactic Cantina said it, and I agree with him. I think it's going to be a fun watch and not too serious. A great series for the holidays, especially like a show for when you wake up and it's snowing, you make some hot chocolate and watch an episode. Yeah. So, like, I agree. I think it's just going to be a family fun Star Wars thing, right? Like, my kids are looking forward to it. It's always interesting, like, not that I don't let my kids watch Star Wars, because obviously I do, but like there's some of the new shows and stuff, I'm always careful to make sure like I'll screen it before I let them watch it. But like this seems like a
in
show.
the wake of the Acolyte.
Yeah. This show, it seems like we can just watch the night of as a family, and just kind of have fun. And like you said, Star Wars nerd, it's got that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe to it with the the music it had in it and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is kind of cool. Like, it'll just be a fun, adventurous Star Wars show, you know?
Yeah, I've seen some people, even some people that I talk to on the daily. I'm not going to name drop anybody because it's going to sound like I'm talking shit, which I'm not. But they've all had the same complaint about like the music doesn't feel like Star Wars and the vibe doesn't feel like Star Wars because it's like a wacky adventure. I'm like, well, one, did you guys not see the Clone Wars? Like either version. Did you guys not see Rebels? And for the music thing, they're singing in Huttese. In what way is that not Star Wars?
Right.
It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah. No, I get that too. Yeah. And you know what? I'm not afraid of a little different. Like if it doesn't break any lore or doesn't like crap on any characters that we still kind of have a little bit, like I don't care. I'm not afraid of a little different, you know? Like bring on a little different. Yeah, exactly. Like
exactly.
Like I
Without
said before,
different, we never would have gotten the prequels.
Exactly. Like I don't want like okay, I love the first 6 movies. You guys know that. Obviously I'm wearing a hat about it.
Sure.
But like
Yeah.
I want a story outside of the Skywalker saga.
Right.
I just do. I want something different. And if that means the music is a little bit different, as long as you have like, I'm sure when we're watching Skeleton Crew, there's going to be like little different themes and stuff inside with music wise that you're going to be like, oh, that's Star Wars. But like, and that's okay. Like, as long as they bring some of that stuff back, I'm okay with different. Like,
and as long as they don't use a pop punk song in the credits of one of the episodes, like the A Word show did.
Yes. Oh my word.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. To bounce off of that, you know, I'm okay with different thing, right? Like just thinking between the originals and the prequels, right? Like the originals were basically a space western. And then the prequels were like such a blindside. Like people hated on the prequels forever because they were almost like a political thriller.
Yeah,
which
I
is
more or less see it as like opera,
a political opera,
space opera. Yeah. Like it's
a political
totally
space
different.
opera.
Yeah, but without that difference, we never would have gotten the prequels because it's so different tonally. You get to see a completely different side of the galaxy with it.
But that's the point,
and that's
right?
a good thing. Yeah, no, 100%. I'm so glad George Lucas decided to switch it up because, like,
well, that's the thing. Like, it's a whole different part. It's a whole different time in Star Wars in those prequels, you know, and that's what he's trying to show. It was a different time altogether, right? It was a more elegant weapon for a more civilized age. The civilized age was a lot more politics and a lot more of that kind of stuff. You know, it wasn't an empire ruling a galaxy. You know, it was so different.
I love democracy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I stand with the Republic, with democracy.
Anakin, my allegiance is to the Republic.
Yeah, there it is.
Democracy.
Yes. Yeah, I misquoted. How dare I call myself a Star Wars fan?
I thought that's what you were going for.
Yeah, I misquoted. That's my fault. Jettisoned me out the airlock. That's my fault. That's my bad.
And goodbye. Just kidding. Oh, man. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask you guys, let's see. Says, what Legends character do you think is going to be sneaking in the shadows this time? Maybe they'll have Plagueis. They'll just use the same clip of Plagueis in one. Star Wars nerd is losing his mind over there. He lost his hat. He lost his mic. Oh, man.
No. Every time I see somebody post a picture of that scene of Plagueis, I immediately think of that episode of SpongeBob where he's like, "You promised Krusty the Clown, and all I saw was Chibi the Cheapskate."
No, we got Revan doing the Squatch walk in the background.
That's
if Revan's alive during the freaking Skeleton Crew show, we got a major problem here. That dude should not be alive. Then again, it's Disney. Now I'm
Adamundi
scared.
was
God dang
present
it,
for the
man.
Acolyte.
Now I'm scared.
Kai Adamundi was present for the Acolyte, and he's the one who said we haven't seen a Sith in 1,000 years, which is the issue.
Right.
That is also an issue. So I mean, if we're already breaking canon, might as well, right? Like, might as well.
Galactic Cantina says, I want a medieval style Star Wars show or movie. Imagine something like Lord of the Rings, but battles, but Jedi versus Sith.
Dude,
And then the
freaking
Mandalorians
the
popping
old
up with
Republic.
12-gauge shotguns.
That's the old Republic. Yep, 100%.
Right.
Raven hitting the gritty.
What's bad is they would do it too. Lucasfilm would do it nowadays. That's the bad part.
I'm in
That
pain.
is hilarious.
Oh my god.
Oh man. That's
I'm in actual
funny.
physical pain now.
That's really funny. That's actually really funny. Oh man. All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about too is Ahsoka season 2. It seems like they're making season 2 like it's gonna be the end, just in case they don't get renewed.
I hate to cut you off, and this is kind of nothing to do with what you're talking about, but I think we need to ban Galactic Cantina.
Galactic Cantina. Don't you ever mention that name on any of my streams. We don't need that here.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Which, by the way,
Come on, let's run 5 minutes on this guy.
Star Wars nerd, did you see? Was it yesterday or the day before?
Bro, when Tony opened up like 3 freaking Lizzo cards back to back.
That was awesome. Wasn't one of them? Not you didn't get a signature one, but it was like a red wave. It was like 3 different types of Lizzo cards that he pulled in his Star Wars packs. I was laughing. So I was out on the route delivering, and I was laughing so hard. Oh my word!
Truly the most unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, it was
the most
funny.
unfortunate anyone has ever been.
You could hear in Tony's voice he was getting angry. It was so funny.
The trifecta. Oh no.
Yep, he got the Lizzo trifecta. Oh man.
Bro, what if Tony pulled a freaking Lizzo auto?
That would have been hilarious. I mean, I would have laughed so hard.
Bro, he would have ended the stream right there and just like thrown out the rest of the card.
He would have. He would have. But hey,
next
you know what?
up, we're going to be starting a bonfire.
He pulled the 5 out of 5 Shinha T. He kind of deserves it.
I hope that Tony's not watching this, but I'm gonna buy a Lizzo auto and I'm gonna give it to him at ICCC.
Yes, dude. Like, Tony, I got you something special, dude.
That or what's the other character he hates? Drita or Dita or whatever the hell her name is. Deidre?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep.
I don't even know who that is. I just know that he doesn't like her. Oh, she's from Andor. Okay, so that explains why I don't know her. I didn't get past episode 6.
Well, there you go. There you go. Yeah, so Ahsoka season 2 looks like it might not be renewed for a 3rd season. I mean, what are your guys' halfway? Have you seen Ahsoka season 1?
I have seen Ahsoka season 1. I'm surprised they're going past that because I don't know where you take it with Ahsoka specifically. Like,
I'm not saying they're going to go Ahsoka. I think they're going more Baylan Skoll with the fathers, the father, the daughter. That's where he was on Peridia.
Her name's in the show.
I know. But how many times have they done that?
Yeah,
they had a Boba Fett show that was mostly about the Mandalorian, let's be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Star Wars is titled Star Wars, and what part of any of these movies or shows have the stars actually fought each other aside from Hayden and Ewan?
Yes, Galactic Cantina. Yes. Yes, Galactic Cantina. Yes. Please. Please, please, please. Oh, that's epic. That is awesome.
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I hope they do stuff with Baylan Skoll and Shinha T, and now you have Ezra and Ahsoka and what's her face? Sabine trying to get off the planet now. Well,
Well,
technically,
Ezra,
they're
Ezra
already
and
getting off
Sabine
the
already
planet.
did. Ahsoka
Yeah,
isn't. Yeah,
Ahsoka's stuck.
that's yeah.
And then you have
That
Thrawn out there now. Now Thrawn has escaped. Like, there's some stuff you could go with this.
yeah. I mean, Ahsoka being stuck to just to run with the thought I have, like the fact that her like y- y- there's no mention of her in any of the sequels, which means that she obviously couldn't have been that big of a player, right? In anything that happens after uh episode 6. um I figured that her being stuck on the planet was their way of explaining why she wasn't ever mentioned, why she was hardly even there at all, like outside of her voice in episode 9 with the whole Jedi talking things. I assumed that they just killed her off on that planet, right? Like they have her trapped there and then she dies, which is why her voice is there, even though she wouldn't be all that old, I don't think.
Maybe she somehow gives her life to, kill Balin's skull and
Maybe. I
whatever
really
evil
don't know.
plot he's got.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
It'll be
I
interesting.
figured they just carry on the story in some other show. Like, I'm surprised that it's come back at all.
Yeah.
I just hope that they
Yeah.
do her character justice this time, because I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I felt like her character was just cardboard in
This would
anything
be
she was
cool.
in Beyond the Clone Wars. Yeah.
Imagine Thrawn getting his Salamari lizard. How do you say that again? Salamari. Salamari lizard, making him pretty much immune to the Force. Yeah, that would be pretty sweet. But I don't know. Are you past the point where you could do an Heir to the Empire? Or are you kind of in that spot where you could do one?
I don't know.
I think they're leading to Heir to the Empire.
If they do it right, I want an Heir to the Empire. I love Heir to the Empire.
What I think is so I've talked with Darth Christensen about this, and he's a massive Ahsoka fan, but I think that it's good that they're potentially only doing 2 seasons, because with a 3rd season, we kind of risk what they did with Mando. Studio interventions.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I think they're going to do is they're going to set up, because Thrawn's in the normal galaxy. He's found out that General Anakin Skywalker was Ahsoka's Padawan. He's going to go and do research. And with Ahsoka being in the completely different galaxy, who is the only other most powerful person in the Star Wars universe at the moment? Luke Skywalker.
Galactic Cantina, you got to get out of my head, dude.
And hire Sebastian Stan as Luke before he gets too old. 100%.
You got to get out of my head. I was about to say it, and then I see your message, and you got to get out of my head, dude. You have to stop. I can't allow this.
I agree. I think it'd be sweet. And then you have the whole Heir to the Empire with Thrawn, Luke, Mara Jade, Luke. And then what's the crazy Jedi's name?
Sabayoth.
Sabayoth, yep.
The Mark
sweet.
Hamilton. Oh boy.
He does though.
He does. I've seen
And I mean, he's
pictures
just
of
at the right age to be like at a point where it's like just after episode 6, like where you can do a little bit of an older Luke.
yeah.
He's at the point where you could do it.
Yep.
I'd love to
agree.
see
And
that.
it would be
I'd
the
love to see
real
that.
Luke Skywalker.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Not this done up episode 8 crap. Yeah. So
I mean, even Mark Hamill can recognize that that's not Luke.
well, the funny thing is he said that, and that's what he meant. He meant to say that. And then later, I don't know if you saw, he has a video out of him trying to like, I shouldn't have said that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, you said it because it's true and because you know it ain't right.
Yeah. Disney's threatening to cut off his
Paycheck?
his monthly check. Yeah, his paycheck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What sucks is they probably would too. They
Get 'em
most
outta here.
likely would.
Yeah.
Galactic Cantina, I'm not even
Get him outta
going
here.
to respond
Get him
to
outta
that comment. I'm sorry.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I am not a Seth Rogen fan at all.
Get him out of here. Mods, run ads on this guy.
Oh, but
5 minutes to ads. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then lastly, I wanted to bring up is Andor season 2. That's coming up pretty fast. Now, I know some of you guys, along with me, I wasn't a big fan of season 1. Like, I have some friends that were.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Season 1 of what?
Andor.
Season 1 of Andor. Yeah. Right.
I mean,
I do have some people that or did like it because of the world building aspect, which I mean, each his own, I guess. But for me, it was too boring. And now it looks like Andor season 2 is going to be there's 12 episodes. Every 3 episodes, it jumps a year in Andor's life, in Cassian's life.
Yeah, that's what I've
So
heard.
it'll pick up pace a lot, and so I'm really excited because it's going to have, you're going to get K2SO introduced in there. It says it. I saw an article the other day that it's going to be the first, like it's going to introduce the TIE, like not Revenge Interceptor. What is that called? Like Darth Vader's version of the Interceptor, the TIE.
The
Yeah, I
TIE
know
Defender?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Let's see.
I mean, didn't they already introduce that in Rebels, though? Didn't they have that arc already?
Yeah. The TIE, what is it?
The TIE Defender, the multiple role starfighter? Or
Yeah.
the multi-role starfighter?
Yeah. Something like that. It was some type of TIE starfighter that they were going to introduce. I don't know if it's like not for the first time, but like in like the lineage of like Star Wars, like where they're putting it, you know what I mean? Is like
the TIE Advanced one.
Right. It's supposed to be like the first time like anyone in the Star Wars universe has one, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like when they're first produced in the Star Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, Vader's was the advanced one.
Yeah. The TIE Advanced, yeah.
The Defender is the one with the 3 prongs.
Yeah.
Which is way cooler in my opinion.
I don't know. I like Darth Vader's Advanced with the 4 that are like curved, and it makes it more like almost like a claw kind of a thing. I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I think the not the Advanced, the Defender kind of reminds me of the I don't remember what they're called, but it's the droids from Episode 3. I'm having trouble. I'm not going to remember them. Whatever. But I like the I don't know what they're called. Just it feels like it could hurt me, and I like that from a TIE.
Yeah. Kylo has that one with the pointy front. Is that the one you're talking about?
I doubt it.
But while he looks that up, guys, just a reminder, as always, Nerd, you want to throw up our little info?
No, that's Brand.
I'm gonna send the picture of the Defender to Morgan.
Don't forget, guys, use code SWN00 or Star Wars Gazer on Rebel Scum Apparel. Go there, use our code, get 15% off your entire order. Already said that to me on Discord here. That thing, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's the Defender. I'm a fan of the Defender.
That's an interesting one. Okay.
Yeah.
But as always, guys. Yeah, right. Go to Rebel Scum Art and Apparel. As I always say, sign up for the rewards. If you get the rewards, you earn points towards your next purchase plus the 15% off. Work your way to a free t-shirt. Another thing, wanted to make you guys aware of, if you haven't seen, tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time, Cantina Talk Star Wars is going to have a panel with Star Wars 666, Pop the Bounty Collector, Will of the Force, Beyond the Dune Sea, Retney's Holocron, and yours truly. I was asked to be on the panel tomorrow night, again, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you're subscribed to Cantina Talk SW on Instagram and on YouTube. Put that notification bell so that way when we go live, you guys are a part of that. Love to see you guys in the chat. So, love to have you guys there doing that with us. That'll be fun. It'll be a fun conversation. Just talking about the new Skeleton Crew coming out, thoughts and predictions from everyone. So it'll be a lot of your and a lot of my favorite Star Wars creators in one spot, which will be cool. So don't forget to do that as well. Guys, anything before we get out of here? Anything you guys want to talk about or bring up?
Not really. I think we pretty much covered everything.
Sweet. Well, thanks again, guys. This is a lot of fun. Again, this is going to be our crew for ICCC, baby. This is going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm gonna treat y'all like Mr. Tony treated me. He treated me like Gandalf treated the hobbits in the Hobbit movie. Guide y'all to the fun stuff, and then by the time y'all turn around to ask me a question, poof, gone. Will I be up in the hotel room taking a nap? Will I be at the food court, or will I be trying to harass Star Wars actors? Who knows?
Probably a combination of all three. A little bit of A, a little bit of B, a little bit of C.
I definitely know I'll be $30,000 in credit card debt by the end of this trip.
Yep, I'm with you on that one.
So as always, guys, to our room and then leave.
Thanks for joining Nerds Galore, where we let our inner nerds roar. Have a good night, and may the Force be with you always.